Hello ladies and gents, my name is James McCauley, or as I'm known on the interwebs, LessThanPi, and this is the LessThanPi Art Show. It's the only art show on YouTube that isn't about art. First off guys, Happy New Year's. I hope you guys stick with all of your resolutions. You guys work hard, and you're blessed and have a prosperous New Year. I really do appreciate all the love and support you guys have been giving me. And to be honest with you, it really does keep me going sometimes. Alright, with all the pleasantries out of the way, let's get down to business. This video is about Brawl, and I know we've done something similar to this before on my competitive versus casual video. But a good friend of mine, Tom, aka X Factor, asked me to dig a little bit deeper and give my opinion on the subject. I feel like we need to start with the dictionary. I'm going to reference Wikipedia here. Competition in biology, ecology, and sociology is a contest between organisms, animals, individuals, groups, etc. for territory, a niche, location, resources, for resources and goods, mates, for prestige, recognition, awards, or group or social status, for leadership. Competition is the opposite of cooperation. End quote. You guys get that? Casual is not the opposite of compete. Competition is when at least two bodies are competing. A competitive environment is any environment where a competition can happen, which is basically every environment. Tic-tac-toe is a competitive game. There aren't varying levels of competition. You are either competing or you aren't. You can compete for attention, you can compete for love, you can compete for fun, you can compete for glory. If you ever said Brawl isn't competitive, well, you're wrong. I could end the video here, but I think that'd leave a sour spot in a lot of people's mouths, so let's keep diving. I think what people actually mean when they say Brawl isn't competitive is that it doesn't test skills they expect it to or believe it should. I have no desire to debate whether Brawl or Melee is the better game, but to fully understand where this thought process comes from, we have to talk about Melee for a little bit. As Melee's metagame evolved, it began to favor quick thinking, heavily technical play, long combos, big punishes. I think for the most part it favored aggressive playstyles. Speaking from experience, it felt very good to literally see the skill gap between myself and another player just by how that other player's character moved on the screen. Brawl, especially in its early days, and then ironically in its later years as well, didn't really test a majority of those skills. The quick pace for Melee was slowed down drastically, giving players much more time to think and consider what was happening. Instead of tech-heavy skills, this game focused more on poking and spacing. Long combos were traded for short strings that reset to neutral or edge guard scenarios. This game's more defensive nature made big punishes more risky, so they happen much less frequent. The entry level for this game is much lower than Melee's. I think it's also fair to say the skill ceiling for Brawl is lower as well. When you're constructing a game built for spectators, or one where a prize is on the line, generally you want a higher skill ceiling. This helps to separate players who have invested years into the game from those who have never played it before. But on the flip side, you want a lower entry level. This makes the game accessible. Without an accessible game, you don't have new players entering. For a player base to grow, you need gameplay that won't turn people away. Is that to say one or the other game did it right? No, of course not. That will always vary from person to person. Melee had the highest Smash tournament entrant count and the largest Smash stream views. Well, not counting Smash 4. But with all those accolades, it was still a shadow in comparison to the sales of Brawl. I can say that Brawl had thousands of players at hundreds of events who felt like both the skills being tested and the cap for these skills were high enough to wager their money and time on proving that they were great. And I can also say that much like Melee, I never felt like I reached a point personally where I couldn't improve anymore. I don't think Brawl versus Melee is a really a fair debate to have. But I do know this. Brawl was a very competitive game with a very competitive scene. And you can't take that away because the skills being tested weren't the skills that you valued. I think that pretty much sums it up. So I'll see you guys next week. Alright guys, before you leave, make sure you let me know in the comment section what your favorite Smash game is. Is it Melee, Brawl, Smash 4, Smash 64? And more importantly, why? What skill sets is it testing that you appreciate and enjoy? I'm also going to have 2 links you can click. Click the top picture there, That's going to take you to a video about depth versus complexity in Smash 4. And then I also have a link right below that. Just click that video and it's going to take you to my casual versus competitive video. So just check those out and let me know what you think. As always guys, God bless, be safe.